そうですね。I'm very looking forward to it, and then it's been a while, since last time I pitched there, and then I got family over there, because I'm trying to live up to a highest expectation.
僕と鈴木選手が
I'm really excited for everybody to experience the country that Seiya and I grew up in, and when everybody comes back to the U.S., just reflecting on how great of an experience it was for everyone, how much they enjoyed it. If everybody enjoys it, I'll really be happy.
Tokyo Series is coming. We are less than a week away. March 18th and 19th, live coverage on Fox and on FS1. The Cubs and the Dodgers can't wait to get the season kicked off. Going to be a long trip, but everybody's looking forward to it. Harold will be there. And we thought we would focus in on the Cubs in this segment of the program because so much of the attention on the Tokyo Series has gone to the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed that? I mean, the Cubs are good, too.
Yeah,
and Ron Coomer
are.
joins us to talk about his Cubs. And the Coom Dog, of course, an all-star as a player and has spent the last 10-plus years in the Cubs radio booth with Pat Hughes. Coom Dog, good morning. Good to see you, man.
Good morning, Matty. Harold, how you boys doing?
We're great. We're great.
Good.
It's about time we got you on this program, by the way.
That's Harold. I understand. He infielders. I thought I'd have been on years ago, but that's okay. We'll let that.
Good to have you back, man. Hey, we talk about the Cubs a lot this offseason because they've had a really interesting offseason, saying goodbye to guys like Cody Bellinger, saying hello to guys like Kyle Tucker. It feels like after a year with Craig Counsell that things are falling into place for them to be an elite team in 2025. Am I buying something that's not real, or do you guys feel the same way?
I think what you're hearing from camp and what you're talking about, Matty, is exactly correct. I think there's multiple reasons for that too. And as we all know, you guys been in the game a long time too. When you get a new manager and he's not totally sure what he's got when you first come over. So you're learning front office people's names and what they do, and you're learning your minor league staff and then the minor league players and your big league players. There's a lot to take on very quickly. So I really believe year two for Counts is going to be much easier. And you're seeing his fingerprints all over the roster and what he's looking for and what made him so successful in Milwaukee as a manager and really as a player too, because he was a guy who battled to stay on the big league field, but he played in some big World Series. He was always on the field in the big moments. And now you're seeing some of that with his players, and he's able to do some of that with the roster.
It's real cool. Hey, you guys mentioned, or Matt did, Kyle Tucker coming in. So he was in American League all those years, trained in Florida. The first time you set eyes on him, getting a chance to see him move physically, what were your thoughts of watching him?
First of all, very big guy, much bigger than, when you're broadcasting a game and you're down on the field and you're standing back a little bit watching BP. All of a sudden you go out there and now I'm meeting him. You understand where the pop comes from in the bat, and big, strong, really good athlete too. I did not realize that. And you watch him run around the field, Harold. Great athlete. He's going to be a great addition to this lineup in Wrigley Field.
They put some veterans into the mix, but I want to talk to you about one of the young guys, Ron, and you were an all-star third baseman during your playing career, so you're keeping you right in your sweet spot here. Talk about Matt Shaw, what you've seen from him, and what the expectations are.
Well, he's their top prospect, and he's had a full year now to play in the minor leagues and really kind of settle into the position. The unfortunate thing for Matty is he was hurt early in camp. So he had an issue. So he's only played for about a week now here in camp. So to me, he's just now starting to get his legs underneath him with the swing and the day-to-day routine. Because as spring training is tough because there's a lot going on, long days, and then you play a ball game. So I think he's just now getting his legs underneath him to really show what he can do. But the kid can hit. He's got good hands at third base. He's working on, his throwing to first base. But, that's an easy fix for a guy. I never had a cannon for an arm. But you play long toss every day, that throw will become second nature to him. Very good player, very good hitter, great barrel to ball skills.
You know, we talk a lot about Ohtani, Yamamoto, Sasaki, all going to be playing and participating in Japan for the Dodgers. But Imanaga is going to be starting as well. So I'm curious. His personality is amazing. The Japanese media covers him constantly, I'm sure. So what are you hearing about the reception and what it's going to be like in Japan there for him?
Well, we're hearing that it's going to be massive, and I expect it for him. I mean, he came into our league, and and he wasn't expected to be our #1 starter. Justin Steele coming off, finishing 3rd or 4th in the Cy Young the year before. And Imanaga came in with a big personality, a lot of fun, big smile, and he just dealt all year long. He had one outing where he gave up quite a few runs, one time in Wrigley Field. If he didn't have that, his ERA probably comes down half a point. But he's going to be – he'll get a massive ovation, and the people in Japan, I'm sure, are going to be extremely happy to see him back in Japan.
Hey, we're going to we want to dig on you a little bit here with your own playing career.
Yeah, man.
Because you had a great run in Minnesota. You had the 1 year in your home state as a Cub. Was that right? You went right from the Twins to the Cubs? Was that the
That's
route?
Correct.
So you go back home. You're an Illinois guy. You had to have been excited, but at the same time, you were such a Twin. You were so branded as a Twin. Take us back to that time, date stamp, and what was in your head.
It was pretty bizarre. I remember being in Clearwater Beach as all this is going on, and as you go through all these negotiations and stuff like that, and first of all, when I didn't sign with the Twins, that was disappointing. I had a very good year the year before. We just played in the All-Star game, 2 years before, and I loved it there. But that's our business of our game, and the Twins were going in a different direction. They were going much younger.
Look how professional
look at you. What were you interviewing for a job at IBM at the mall or something? What was this headshot all about?
How about that, right? Look at that. Where did that fresh face go, Harold? I don't know what happened to that fresh face.
Hey, do you still have the hitting academy? You still running Swingtown?
I am not. I ended up selling that years ago. When I started moving, Maddie, I moved to Minnesota, and, I was there so long. It was tough to be in Chicago. I had a lot of employees, and I sold to another guy to do it. That was one of my all-time favorite things. And one thing I'll say, I was in the minor leagues when I started it. That taught me more about hitting, teaching hitting, than anything else. It really helped my big league career.
Wow. No, sure. That makes a lot. I remember the first time I did a clinic, and I was talking about – because you don't think about how you process things. And it was kind of like, oh, wow, that's what I do? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Hey, are you on the air today, or are you guys calling the game today?
We are not. The team is going to play the game today in Sloan Park. So we've got a home game against Milwaukee. And then the team is going to fly to Japan tonight. And I am going to go to the ballpark here after I get off the air with you guys here in about an hour and head over and watch the workout in the morning, watch the game, and then I'm going to enjoy Scottsdale sunshine tonight, later today, and I may hit a golf ball or two this afternoon. You never know. That could be.
Enjoy. And I'm thinking
That's
about
awesome.
The ramifications of Pat Hughes wearing one of those gaudy 1980s sweaters in Japan, and I think it's probably best that he stay home.
See, now I just the sweaters just makes him, doesn't it? I mean, the Cubs even did it. They did a thing last year where they had Pat Hughes sweater day. We see him all over the ballpark. He's the best.
He's the best.
You know how that things are good. I fell into this job as a broadcaster with my hometown team, and here I'm sitting next to a Hall of Fame broadcaster. I just follow in the wake, Matty, and just make sure I don't screw things up.
It's all good, man. We love listening to you guys, too, Ron. Thanks for the visit today. Good to see you, and hopefully we can check in during the season and check you guys out.
Sounds great, Matt. Harold, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks, Ron. Good seeing you, man.
Tuesday's show.
Thank you.
The Cubs and Dodgers headed to Japan, and you heard Ron say it. They're gonna play the game today and then load up and get out of here. I imagine the Dodgers are on a similar schedule.
Doing the same thing,
Part of a long, distinguished history of major league players visiting Japan. Back in 1934, Babe Ruth led an AL All-Star team on a barnstorming tour. 500,000 spectators watched the American Stars, and Babe hit 13 homers in 18 games.
How cool is that?
Look at these dudes.
Wow.
That tradition would gap and then continue in the mid-50s following a World Series defeat to the Dodgers. The Yankees went on a 6-week tour.
6 weeks?
6 weeks. They went 15-0-1 on a road trip against Japanese teams. Mickey Mantle was there for the first half of it. In '74, the Mets visited Japan. Yogi Berra gifted flowers. Joe Torre hit a double. And the Mets won 3 of their 10 games against the Yomiuri Giants. In fact, they lost.
They lost 7 games?
Yeah, they did.
Holy smokes.
In '74, Sadaharu O faced Hank Aaron in a home run derby, and the Hammer won.
How great is that?
What a great spectator event. I mean, an international spectacle back in '74. 2 greatest home run hitters in the world. '79, the MLB All-Stars went to Japan. Sadaharu O greeting Dave Parker, Pete Rose, Tommy Lasorda was gifted flowers. Phil Niekro struck out Sadaharu O.
Do a knuckler on Sadaharu O right there.
The Fanatic was there.
Wow.
And then in '88, Harold, talk to me.
Yeah, man. It was a great trip. That was so fun. That's waiting at the airport, LAX, but we had a heck of a team, man. Dave, the thing that stood out to me was, remember Dave Henderson, but the coming out for me of Barry Larkin. There's Coney, there's Gooby.
They let Coney and Gooby on that
How about
trip?
that? There's Kirby Puckett.
I'm surprised they weren't at Red.
Benito Santiago, Paul Molitor. They used to trade their gear with us. He was wearing a Cebu Lion. There's Alan Trammell. I mean, it was awesome. But Barry Larkin stole the show. That's on the bus headed to the ballpark.
I was shocked that David Cohn and Mark Gubizzo were allowed on that trip.
Look at
They
that
could
hair,
have
man.
set international relations back 3 decades with some of their stuff. Then in '98, MLB All-Stars Sammy Sosa, Nomar Garcia-Parra, Trevor Hoffman.
Ichiro, Kurt Schilling. Oh, Schilling got him.
Hideki Matsui hit a homer against Al Leiter. I think we're going to get to that, too. The MLB All-Stars.
Home run derby. Look at Barry Bonds' bat speed.
It went 6-2 in this part.
That's when Barry was like the world stage spectacle, man. Oh, my gosh.
Plesac was there on this one. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Al Leiter and Dan Plesac were there with the MLB All-Stars that year.
The cool thing is nobody knew over here who Matsui was.
This was in '02 when Barry Bonds and Hideki Matsui had a home run derby similar to what Aaron and O did many years earlier. What a great rip of video, great information here.
Then Ichiro went back in 2019. This is it for him. It's kind of his retirement tour. He hung on to go back to play in Japan when the Mariners went back.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. He's still in uniform, working out to this day.
Phenomenal video rip. And, again, great detail by our research team and our production team. That was a lot of fun. We're going to take
Are either of you Fortnite players? Yes and no?
No.
Shocking. You?
Hey, I thought you were going to talk about Justin Fields playing baseball.
I did. I showed it.
Oh, I missed it. I was talking loud real
Fortnite?
quick. No, I don't play Fortnite.
Andrew play Fortnite?
I shut it down. No.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Harold, great dad. So in this game, I have to set this up. Fortnite unveiling a Shohei Ohtani skin. So basically allows you to play as Shohei. This is new. The game update March 17, so popular. And he is the first ever MLB player to be on the game. He joins royalty. I mean, this is reserved for the best of the best. We're talking Patrick Mahomes, LeBron, Messi, Shaq. That's the company he keeps. Pretty darn cool.
So let me ask you this.
Shohei Ohtani.
Of all those guys you just mentioned, who's the most popular worldwide? Shohei.
Shohei.
Without a doubt.
Messi.
Yeah.
Messi.
Pretty good fight.
It's a good one. Messi's, yeah. But Shohei's, man, he's international.
Changing the game. Congratulations to him. Voicemails, 2 of them. Let's hear it.
One of you ought to chip in and buy Matt Vasgersian an electric razor with pre-shave and aftershave. Matt's got to stop pretending that he's a hippie.
What?
All right.
Pretending he's a hippie.
Okay.
It's a familiar voice.
It's probably our boss.
Is there another one?
Yes.
Hi, this is Malcolm from North Carolina. I didn't know until yesterday that Matt Vasgersian is a Sagittarius. I'm also a fiery Sagittarius, and I'm married to a Pisces, and I'm curious as to what water sign Matt Vasgersian is married to.
Wow.
Thank you.
What is your wife's
I'm a Libra.
Oh.
I'm a Libra.
Ooh, ouch.
I'm married to a Pisces.
You're a Sagittarius. So I Googled Sagittarius because I wanted to know your personality. Are you ready for it? Your horoscope? It says Sagittarius are smart, loyal, assertive, talented, very kind. They can lack empathy. They don't care much for the emotions of others, and they can be blunt, clumsy, and impatient.
Wow.
Also,
If I was a writer, I'd be dangerous.
there it is.
I'm a Gemini. You know what that means?
No.
Crazy. 2 personalities, twins, split.
Really?
That's so hard to believe.
Gee whiz, that explains a lot.
Here's how you contact the show. Wait, you're a Libra? We need Orsa. What's a Libra do?
Very balanced, measured, scales.
Contact the show, 877-3.
Whatever that word he said earlier. What was that word he used?
Boy, don't even say it. Don't even say it.
It's not dirty.
No.
Being a voyeur is just you watch.
Voyeur.
世界が再び日本野球の真髄を目の当たりにする日が刻一刻と迫っている。いよいよ来たる3月18日、19日の両日、東京ドームにて東京シリーズが幕を開ける。対戦カードはロサンゼルス、ドジャース対シカゴ、カブス、世界最強とも謳われる名門球団の対決に、地球の裏側まで揺れ動くほどの熱視線が注がれている。しかし、この歴史的なシリーズの最大の焦点は、ただの開幕カードではない。それは、我らが日本が誇る主砲、二刀流、大谷翔平を筆頭に、次世代エース、山本由伸、そして、令和の怪物、佐々木朗希ら日本球界の主砲たちがドジャースのユニフォームをまとい、再び東京に降臨することである。中でも、生ける伝説、大谷翔平の存在感は別次元だ。かつて世界の常識を覆し、野球というスポーツの概念を根底から覆した男、大谷翔平。その男が日本の地に立つ。それだけでもはや伝説としか形容のしょうがない。今回の東京シリーズに先立ち、米国では大谷翔平の人気が過熱し、もはや彼を超えるスターはいないと言われている。テレビゲームの世界においても、大谷翔平が主役として登場するなど、まさに地球規模のアイコンへと昇華されているのだ。世界に名だたる偉大なアスリートたちを抑え込み、大谷翔平が最も注目を浴びる存在になったことは、日本人として誇りに思わずにはいられない。そんな神の領域に達した大谷翔平が、故郷日本で再びその才能を見せつける瞬間が訪れる。大谷は日本での登板を前にこう語っている。本当に楽しみ。日本での登板は久々なので、気持ちが高ぶっている。僕自身、最高のプレーを披露して、応援してくれる家族やファンの期待に応えたい。まさに、国民的英雄が放つ言葉である。大谷翔平という男は、自分のことよりも、常にファンやチームのことを優先する。そんな謙虚で真摯な姿勢が、世界の人々を引きつけ、今や地球規模で愛されているのだ。一方、シカゴ、カブスにも注目したい。昨シーズン、カブスは新監督のクレイグ・カウンセルを迎え、新たな戦力補強を敢行。特に米国で最高峰の外野手として知られるカイル・タッカーの加入は大きな話題となった。元オールスター三塁手で現在はカブス専属解説者を務めるロン・クーマー氏も、タッカーの身体能力と才能を見て驚愕したという。タッカーは想像以上に大きく、驚異的なパワーを秘めている。彼がチームに加わったことで、カブスの攻撃力は一段と進化するだろう、と興奮を隠せない様子で語った。さらにカブスには、日本人左腕、今永翔太の存在がある。昨季カブスに加入した今永は、その陽気な性格と抜群の安定感で、あっという間にファンの心をつかんだ。クーマー氏も今永を絶賛し、彼は日本に帰った時、熱狂的な歓迎を受けることになるだろう。常に笑顔でチームを盛り上げる彼の存在は、我々にとって欠かせない、と語っている。そして、話題を再びドジャースに戻そう。ドジャースは今、史上最高とも言われる日本人トリオ、大谷翔平、山本由伸、佐々木朗希を抱えている。特に佐々木朗希は、今回のシリーズがドジャースとして初めて日本での凱旋登板となる。彼の160キロを超える速球、そして世界最高のスプリットを東京ドームで見ることができるとは、ファンにとっては夢のような話である。専門家たちは佐々木を 将来必ずサイ・ヤング賞を得ると断言するほど、そのポテンシャルに絶対的な信頼を寄せているのだ。山本由伸もまた絶対的エースとしての地位を確立している。昨季 MLB の舞台でも抜群の安定感を誇り、もはや日本が生んだ最高傑作の一人として名を馳せている。その山本由伸が東京ドームで日本のファンの前に登板することは、日本野球史上に残る特別な日となることだろう。しかしながら、やはり今回の主役は伝説大谷翔平その人だ。世界で最も有名なアスリートとしての立場を確立した大谷が日本の地で再びマウンドに上がりバットを振る、その一挙手一投足がもはや伝説の域に達している。彼の存在は野球というスポーツの枠を超え、今や世界を熱狂させる現象となっているのだ。かつて1934年にベーブ・ルースが日本を訪れ、世界的スターとして人々を魅了した。1974年には王貞治とハンク・アーロンが伝説の対決を繰り広げ、世界が熱狂した。そして今、2025年、大谷翔平が令和のベーブ・ルースとして再び歴史を刻もうとしているのである。今、この瞬間を見逃すわけにはいかない。東京シリーズが伝説となる新たなページを開くことを、日本中、いや世界中の野球ファンが待ち望んでいる。さあ、すべての日本人よ、野球ファンよ、我々が生きている時代に、大谷翔平という生ける伝説が存在する幸運をかみしめよう。そして、来る東京シリーズを目撃しよう。その瞬間に立ち会えることの素晴らしさを心から誇りに思いながら、二刀流伝説大谷翔平、その偉業はまだ終わらない。新たなる歴史の扉が今開かれようとしているのだ。皆よ、目を離すな。次の試合が待ち遠しい。